Good morning student, welcome back in my channel. Today we will discuss evolution of the doctrine of ultra vires in Indian position. The other important case which helped in shaping the concept of ultra vires is A. Lakshmanaswamy Mudaliar versus Life Insurance Company. In this case, the memorandum of the company stated that the directors were authorized to donate a part of the company's profit to a charitable organization which would help the public or any benevolent object. In accordance with the shareholders' resolution, the directors donate rupees 2 lakhs to a charitable organization for promoting the technical and business knowledge. Eventually, the court held it to be ultra vires, stating that the directors cannot spend the company's money or any charitable trust that enables them to promote the company's own business. That is, the money could be denoted to a charitable trust which enable them for the attainment of the company's own objects. However, the company's business having been taken over by the life insurance corporation, it had no business left to promote. The court held that the payment mode by the director towards the charitable trust was therefore unauthorized, and the trustees acquired no right to the amount paid by the directors. Further, the court made the directors of the company personally liable for the payment made by the appeal was therefore dismissed. Moreover, the Supreme Court also laid down guidelines for the same. First, that a company's funds cannot be diverted to any kind of charity, even if there is an unauthorized, unrestricted power to the effect in the company's memorandum. I repeat these points once again, that a company's funds cannot be diverted to every kind of charity, even if there is an unrestricted power to that effect in the company's memorandum. Second point, that object must be distinguished from power, and object must be stated in the memorandum but not powers. Even if the powers are started, they can be used only to effectuate the objects of the company. Third, that there must be proximate connection between the gift and the company's business interest. Now we will discuss doctrine of ultra vires in England. The doctrine of ultra vires, however, its genesis the England case of Asbury Railway Carriage and Iron Company Limited versus Ritchie. In this case, the director of the company, that is authority, that is Asbury Railway Carriage and Iron Company Limited, entered into a contract with Mr. Ritchie for providing for the construction of railway line in Belgium. However, the object clause of memorandum of the company was to make and sell land on higher railway carriage and wagons and all kinds of railway plant fitting machinery and rolling stock to carry on the business of mechanical engineer and general contractors to purchase and sell as merchant timber, coal, metal or other materials, and to buy and sell any materials or commissions are as agents. The object clause of memorandum of the company did not include in its scope the construction of the railway line. So owing to this, the company repudiated the contract. Mr. Riche filed a suit against the company against the company and claimed the damages on the ground of the cancellation of the contract. The company later ratified the contract with the majority of the stockholder of the company. To be continued in next lecture. Thank you so much.